There was a gun control law that got struck down by the Supreme Court before they went total ham on abortion, and it's centered specifically in New York. It was a very long-standing law, and by overturning it, it just made New York a shall-issue state. So what does that mean? You can apply for a concealed carry. All you need to do is just go down there, pass a background check, and guess what? You can concealed carry, okay? Great, wonderful, okay? That's all that it means, okay? Because before all the abortion stuff, and talking about this stuff at the time would have been a little bit more relevant, but even still, okay? I was trying to be a make good, okay? But I kind of also figured that this spurgeoning from the lady who draws her eyebrows on with a fucking Sharpie would come out here and do something equally stupid. So I figured, you know what? Hey, now is as good of time as any to just come back and talk about this. So at the end of the day, overturning that that ruling, that's all that it meant. New York shall issue. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, but that's just a bridge too far. Okay, you're just putting illegal guns on the street, and it's going to mean more killings in the United States. How could you be so terrible? Isn't there enough problems in New York? Well, if you had more legally law-abiding citizens carrying their firearms, they'd be able to stop some more of these crimes that are going on right now, because God knows the NYPD is a little bit too overworked and underfunded. But even still, gun control back on the menu in New York as Governor Hochul orders special session to pass new curbs, because of course it's such a dire situation right now. Oh my God, people might realize that they have a Second Amendment right, and then they might have a little bit more freedom. We need to go ahead and take that newfound freedom away from them. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has ordered an extraordinary session of the state legislature aiming to pass new gun control measures in the wake of a Supreme Court decision to strike down the state's concealed carry gun permitting system as unconstitutional. Yeah, no, exactly. The extraordinary legislative session is due to begin in Albany on June 30th. So, okay, cool, wonderful. Hochul said in a proclamation, with the scope of deliberations to focus on addressing necessary statutory changes regarding firearm safety. Okay, so curbing the Second Amendment, which was just enshrined with one of the most, if not the most pro-Second Amendment decisions that have ever been handed down by the Supreme Court. This Supreme Court, okay, this current roster of justices went from being the most do-nothing court to quite possibly the most revolutionary court within at least a generation, okay? It's amazing. It's amazing how things can change just like that. So, again, that should be another big white pill out there. Oh my God, things are so bad right now. Look at how quickly things can shift in an afternoon, okay? That should give people hope. But if you're watching this for this long, you already know that there's quite a bit of hope out there, okay? Unless you're in Canada, then get the fuck out. The Supreme Court's a reckless and reprehensible decision to read the Constitution and get to the second fucking point. That's not, anyways, to strike down New York century-old concealed carry law. Yeah, no, it finally got the right challenge out there in order to kick it up to the Supreme Court for them to be like, oh, that's a damn good argument. Maybe we should just side with that. Anyways, put lives at risk here in New York. Yeah, no, exactly. Because actually it just kind of puts your talking points at risk, because it's always, oh my God, there's a shooting that happened on the north side, and yeah, it's all those illegal guns that come in that cause all those problems. Oh, okay, cool. So now you think by making those guns that are committing murder, which you, at the same time, if you wanted to actually keep people safe, you should probably make murder illegal. But you put restrictions on firearms, which weren't working beforehand. I don't quite follow all this stuff, but anyways, I'm not the governor, and again, I don't have those similar fashion choices with the wrinkles and the plastic look on her face. Anyways, the governor added that since the High Court issued the decision, she's been working around the clock to craft gun control legislation in response to the Supreme Court ruling. Haha, cool. We just got BTFO'd by the Supreme Court, so I'm gonna try to pass a law that'll get sued by a second party as well, and then end up getting kicked up back to the Supreme Court. So just perpetuating this cycle anew over and over and over again. So my number one priority as governor will always be to keep New Yorkers safe. Yeah, so how about actually do something about the crime? How about address the root issue? Nope, it's them illegal guns. Okay, cool. New York gun permit law that the Supreme Court struck down generally required an applicant to demonstrate proper cause to obtain a license to carry a concealed handgun in public. Yeah, no, exactly. It basically meant that you needed to have a credible threat against your life, or you needed to be a high-profile individual that would require you to carry and express and exercise your Second Amendment right. It's totally fucking weird, okay? There's also a lot of states like that, okay? And it's so dumb, okay? Because you don't need a license for literally any of other amendment on the books. So why the second? Shut up. You just want to kill people. Applicants meant the proper cause requirement only if they could prove a special need for self-protection, distinguishable from that of the general community. Yeah, exactly. That's why I gave those examples, because apparently, again, shall not be infringed. Well, only if you're, one of the elites, one of the special people that are out there. It's so fucked. The Supreme Court weighed whether the Empire State's denial of concealed carry applications violated the United States Constitution. It does. It did. Now it's gone. Because the state of New York issues public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrates a special need for self-defense, we conclude that the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas wrote the majority opinion because, of course, this guy's working overtime to just shit in everybody's fucking breakfast, and I love it. Wayne LaPierre, executive vice president of the National Rifle Association, won something, so now he's just going to come out and celebrate instead of, actually doing some additional helpful work, especially with what's going on right now. But he's probably spiking the football in the opposition's end zone. Anyways, called it a watershed win for good men and women across all America. Yeah, no, exactly. It is. I don't want to undersell this, and the NRA was very responsible. At least the New York chapter was very responsible to get this centuries-long gun control bill overturned, because take a look at gun violence that goes on. Okay, take a look at violent crime, and just imagine what could happen if more law-abiding citizens were carrying at the time. How many, I don't know, what did you think about the subway would-be terrorist out there? He could have got stopped by about 5 or 6 people pulling out and plugging that fat cunt. I can just think, there was that one strange event where that the Puerto Rican or the Asian girl got her hair pulled by that fucking insane motherfucker out there. Could have got one in the cheeks. That would have been nice. Could have stopped that tragedy from happening. Or every other weekend, whenever you see one of those instances of one of the swaggerly gentlemen walking down the street, seeing an Asian person in front of them and then helping them out with that bug that's on the back of their head, and then helping them carry their belongings, presumably back to their house at some point or another in the form of their wallet or their purse. I'm just saying, you can stop a hell of a lot of those crimes if people are thinking that, my target might be packing. That might not be a good idea. You don't know how many crimes can be prevented, but you also know that there are fewer illegal guns that are out there because you don't have such stringent restrictions on there. Your crime would also go down. So again, if you're just strictly looking at the numbers, might help out a little bit. But no, that's not what Biden, at least federally, and a bunch of those Cuckservatives that are up there in the Senate right now, because who else joined along with those fucking despicable 10? You had Bitch McConnell and a few other fine individuals also sign on to this hunk of shit, and then Biden just dribbled his way, or I don't know, wrote in crayons in order to sign it into law. These are effectively red flag laws that are out there, which are great, okay? If you wanted an overview of the New York gun control law that got taken out, here's one for red flag laws. You got a busybody, a neighbor, something like that, they can place a call, okay? Because, oh my God, I just seen, and my neighbor came in and he was cleaning his guns on the front lawn, and oh my, I also heard screaming from his house the other night, and I think he was hitting his wife. Well, guess what? Your guns, your ability to purchase any firearms, that's immediately restricted. And then, yeah, no, if you end up getting a nice meeting with the police officers, they could also be confiscating your firearms. Those are red flag laws. Cool. It's just incentivizing busybody behavior. It's just it's basically creating a communist spy state by taking away your right to legally defend yourself. Oh, the sputtering, muttering old fuck on Saturday signed into law the biggest gun control measure introduced in the United States in decades after the bipartisan bill cleared both houses of Congress. Yeah, wonderful, fantastic. I was there. 30 years ago, last time the nation passed meaningful gun safety laws, and I'm here today, I think, for the most significant law we passed since then. Great, wonderful. So your legacy is just going to be a bunch of failed gun control laws, okay? Because eventually, unlike all of the Roe v. Wade challenges that are going to get fast-tracked to the Supreme Court, there's going to be a proper lawsuit against this bill specifically, unless some of the attorney generals hop on this and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is retarded. We'll just get rid of this shit. Unless they start to make some cogent arguments to get it up to Supreme Court, this is going to be around for at least 18 months, 2, 3, 4 years at this point. We'll definitely have a new president by then. I can safely say that. Okay. Legislation called the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Oh, get it? Because Joe Biden works with bipartisanship. Yeah, whatever. Passed the House on Friday in a 234 to 193 vote following Senate approval Thursday. Key provisions in the bill include expanding federal background checks for people between 18 to 21, incentives for states to adopt so-called red flag laws, expanding access to mental health programs. Oh, exactly. How about a taste test for different calibers, you fucking losers? And enhancing school security in a bid to prevent mass shootings. Wow. So you putting guards there? Are you arming any of these people? How about that? Well, this bill doesn't do everything I want because I just want to take your guns. And again, it's never good enough when it comes to restricting. Remember, it's number 2 on that sacred document that's out there that you swore an oath to protect, but they're more like guidelines, really. It does not include it does include actions I've long called for that are going to save lives. How? By making more things illegal, by restricting anybody's right to self-protection, by literally doing what? No, that's just the NPC update that's out there. Gun control keeps people safe. What are you? You're just a gun nut. We need to close the gun show loopholes. Yeah, and the legislation comes on the heels of the mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, in which 10 people were killed. Oh, Buffalo, New York, sorry. I know that that's a state, not the city. And Uvalde, which killed 21 people, including 19 children. Both gunmen were 18 years old. Oh my God. But the less said about Buffalo and the feds' involvement, the better. Remember when that one happened? Yeah, no, exactly. That got out of the headlines quickly. And then taking a look at what's going down in Uvalde, which kind of needs a revisit in and of itself. Do you know they're demolishing the school where that happened? Strange. And why was the door open, and why were police officers waiting for keys when the door was open? Why did they wait as long as they did? There's so many questions there that we'll have to do in another video, but as of right now, this is not good. It's not good, and red flag laws are definitely the biggest infringement on the Second Amendment that's out there right now, and they need to be squashed at all costs, but we'll see where it goes. As of right now, you get a win, you get a loss, but then at the end of the day, everybody's still just going to be complaining about abortion, so you can just point and laugh at them in their empty wombs. With all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.